Hello. Today's Friday, uh, January 10th. It's a peaceful day. It's a day where there's not really any fires to put out. Last night was difficult because my last night was difficult because my furthest exploration and exotic rock gathering spaceship had just been upgraded and was having troubles with the balancing of ammunition. So this morning, basically, I reverted that, but now I have two Bahamids flying through the sky gathering materials, and that's great because it seems to be stable. And that's why this morning is kind of a nice time because it's all about just finding that stability, you know? Like, is my spaceship gonna run out of ammo and crash? I have doubled my capacity at this point, so like, it'd be nice if it could just be stable and I didn't have to worry about it. And so far, I mean, I'm not even looking at it, right? Both of them, either of them. Nothing's getting overloaded. So, anyways, yeah, whatever, forget about them. That's the whole point. Stability, right? So, like, what's on the to do list here, back home? Well, of course, it's unloading a whole bunch of uranium because I want to expand my orbital network. Uh, but in order to do that, well, I mean, let's just go over and see. This is a train that is unloading uranium into a mass storage. It's not going to take very long. I think there's four of them. It's going to take the personal track in a kind of a funky direction because this has always been a temporary track. It's going to wait in line until it can fill up with uranium. Just slowing down now, but not by much. Basically, well, whatever. We'll worry about that later. Because now the exciting part, getting filled with uranium. It's not even balanced. One side fills slower than the other. We're at. Or there we go. So yeah, it fills up with uranium. Gets back on the personal rail network. Drops it off at Nuclear City. Eventually this will fill up. I'll have to move this over. It's kind of a bad way to have done this, but I didn't know how much space I needed. I wanted to be able to not only visually see how much space I needed, but like on a basis of effort, how much effort I needed, you know? So like, if I ever want to do this again, I will have a better idea of what sort of unloading method. Like, yeah, if I had to do it again, obviously, I just put a train here and then have, like, turn this storage facility 90 degrees and then build it up and then be like, ah, great. But that's not what happened. I started over here, got weird about it, started to unload by belt. But even that hit its limit because I didn't know. Was it going to go from here to here? Was it going to go all the way down here? Oh boy, I don't want to move my actual nuclear power plant, of course. So I guess let's just keep on going. I don't know, how long is this going to take? And again, also, this was before I decided to destroy the uranium. Like, this is probably more uranium than all I'm ever gonna need. This is probably, I mean, I don't guess I could figure out. This is a lot of uranium. And then this, it's not even, and it's not even connected to, like, this is the only one that's connected to a network, right? Like, uranium actually being used is down here, and it's all, like, this is not 100% slammed, but it's almost 100% slammed. I don't even know. Maybe I must have manually loaded this. But yeah, eventually, the way that this is processed, both sides of this will get slammed. Because I have plenty of... I just have so much ways to refine it. I don't have that much use. I'm ready to turn on my second set of generators. And even then, it's not that efficient. It's only 2x2. So, I mean, this will scale up at some point, but, like, so far, you know, it's not taking much, which, and a large part of that being also producing power through the new exotic power plants that came with the expansion. So, like, it's hard to tell how much, you know, I kind of assumed when I put this online that I would eventually get rid of my nuclear city, like, I don't know, altogether. I don't really, like, except for making nuclear bombs, I don't really need. Oh wait, except I do need it to make my science facilities, I believe. Yeah, I need it for that. Need it for that. That's it. But, like, with one, like this amount of uranium could probably make me enough regular ass, non-improved, uncommon rarity, or whatever, like, common rarity science facilities, science labs that I can need forever. That's the only thing I'm using it for other than nuclear bombs, but even then, ever since I expanded past my pollution cloud, it's not been a problem. These guys do not attack. I mean, they do, but whatever. So the idea is that I will be, over time, expanding to, say, double this, meaning the electric cloud will, or the pollution cloud will expand, and I will need to have more nukes, and I will need to have this other half turned on. But it really does feel like it's been a long time coming for this second phase of the mega base. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Would I even call this a mega base? You know, it's evolving into one, but the fact that I'm destroying uranium rather than using it is probably a intro to that idea. It's all full. Honest, I'm going to do this, maybe. Do I not have... I don't have my personal logistics on, but is this a problem? Are you guys okay? Got any of that? Gotta have some of that. Boosters. Some logistics. Stand around my OG rocket launch facility. My original cargo bay. Which is, boy howdy, is this gonna be nice to see efficient someday. It's probably good enough. So yeah. half the reason I'm processing this much is just to see, just to understand what it would take to expand. You know, this is essentially the first time I've gotten this far, but it doesn't feel like it because the ideas are there, you know, and it's so slow and it's so natural that it feels more like, I don't know, growing, aging, rather than building a factory. So yeah, since I've been able to navel gaze for that long, I think that means that this dude's been okay. Still got him going at maximum thrust. He's at like, I don't know, quarter storage filled. This is still okay. Don't have any. I'm not about to be attacked by bugs. Lots of fuel. I mean, lots of these things. Ammo slammed. Ammo slammed. Ammo slammed. Which is a very good sign. We are a third of the way. 40% of the way. There's enough of these that it would be tedious to count, and I don't actually know how many trips back and forth he takes. Probably reduce the amount of power plants, I guess? No, maybe not. Unless I got better quality ones. These are all normal, I think. So it's worth redoing. I mean, this is my state-of-the-art ship, and it is clumsy as fuck. Wait, can I swear on this channel? Let's see, why not? Can you swear on YouTube? So this isn't monetized, this is personal, so yeah, whatever. Fuck you. This is clumsy as fuck. Sorry, Mom, if you ever watch this. But yeah, Vomit is... Like, look at this. I'm not even directly inserting into the yellow. Obviously, this should be direct insertion. Because at some point, when this isn't slammed, this is the thing that holds me back. Looking at it right now, I couldn't tell you that, because, like, it's slammed. I don't know. Fucking... Is this gonna be reducing the buffer at 1% slower than this place? I mean, I can crunch the numbers, but that's tedious, so, like, I'd rather watch it happen. I've recently seen it, that's what I meant. That's kind of what I was talking about last night. Where, like, I upgraded some things, and I was surprised that increasing the range of my gun turrets, these dudes, which I assumed were only meant to shoot the medium asteroids, yeah, these guys, gun turrets are only supposed to take out these dudes. So I figured increasing the range, I mean, why not? And then, you know, I alt-tab and 5 minutes later, I'm out of ammo. And the place where it's out of ammo the most, you know, these things aren't even producing. They're not producing their cute little red ammos. And they weren't producing the cute little red ammos because, yeah, these two swing arms weren't dropping their yellow ammo, which is a key component to red ammo. And the reason they weren't producing ammo was because I wasn't able to get iron from the big refinery to the assembly machine fast enough. I'd have to upgrade all of these, but then I'd have to upgrade the belt and, like... But it was just clear that, like, obviously, don't do it by belt. But half the reason it's shaped like this, by belt rather than direct insertion, is because I had this weird buffer. And or because this is where the nuclear facility used to be, and isn't anymore. And so I just didn't have room, or felt I didn't have room, or something. You know, I was stuck beyond the solar system's edge, and just trying to, like, unclog a flow in the system, you know, in order to produce ammo at all. I had to get these asteroid chunks out, and I was just so gung-ho for the pink boys, these new exotic pink boys, the Prometheans, that, like, I stopped getting anything else. And I tried, but it's just hard to figure out what the balance is without, you know, doing it. It's what evolution is. You can plan it all you want, but it don't matter. Because at the end of the day, nobody can predict the future. Things will go wrong. And if you don't accept that, plan for that, then you don't deserve my respect, to be frank. Which I guess is another way to define humility. It's integrity. Because basically, when that bumps up against real world attitudes, it presumes that it is somebody's fault. And that somebody has got to be, you know, a guy lower on the totem pole. This thing went wrong because Billy didn't turn his wrench hard enough. And no. Things went wrong because the guy in charge, the guy telling Billy to turn a wrench, because it's not a biological necessity. Billy isn't smart enough or ambitious enough to turn the wrench on his own. Somebody has to tell him to turn the wrench. And if he didn't do a good enough job, then it's the person telling him to do that, you know, set him up to fail. Told him to turn it a certain amount. Is it because is it because Billy is too ambitious and he turned it too hard? Is it because Billy isn't ambitious enough? He's just slack-jawed and everything's slipshod and not tight enough? It's up to the guy who's telling him to do it in the first place to decide how much he should care. And if he can't do that, you know. Feels like two orthogonal ideas, but that's okay. It's nice to just zone out, because I specifically want, my goal is to see how long this can go without me doing something about it. Which I guess is another way of saying this whole video is a long way of me putting off doing the dishes. Shit, I should go do some dishes.